Another reason why I left religion, the church, fundamentalism, and Christianity is because the church teaches pro-life and fears her autonomy. So for those who don't know what pro-life means, they're basically people who are anti-abortion. They value life that starts when they deem at conception. They don't like autonomy. They love it for men, but not for women. Now, there are a lot of people who are pro-life that do believe in bodily autonomy for women. It's just not as equal for men as for women. Many religions and denominations, particularly conservative ones, have historically opposed the concept of women's bodily autonomy, often through teachings, practices that emphasize male authority and control over women's sexuality and reproductive roles. This opposition can be rooted in several factors. Number one, interpretation of sacred texts. Those who interpret religious texts like the story of Eve may place the blame of sin and the fall of everyone on women, leading to the idea that women were inherently more prone to temptation or instruments of men's desires. These interpretations may also depict women as secondary or derived from men, implying their submission to male authority. Number two, emphasis on procreation and traditional family roles and values. Many religious traditions value procreation and view a woman's primary role as a wife and mother, responsible for bearing and raising children within a patriarchal family structure. Contraception and abortion are seen as interfering with the divine or natural order, such as unnatural activity. Number three, controlling female sexuality. Controlling female sexuality has historically been a way to maintain male dominance, privilege, and access to ensure paternity within patriarchal societies, and some religious practices reflect this. This includes restrictions on women's dress, secular behavior outside of marriage, and even the suppression of female sexual desire itself. 4. Preserving patriarchal power structures. The exclusion of women from positions of leadership inside and outside the church within many religious institutions reinforce patriarchal structures which always benefit men, leading to the restriction of women's autonomy within secular society and in the church. Not all religious people, religions, or denominations share the patriarchal subjugationist view of women. There is a wide spectrum of beliefs and interpretations regarding women's autonomy. So since Roe v. Wade has been overturned by the Supreme Court, women are now finding that many freedoms they took for granted or just thought was everyday freedoms are now being stripped away 50 years later. Patriarchal societies have always existed from the beginning of civilization. Many of these institutions are religious or traditional. Since the 1970s in the U.S., there was a second wave of feminism which birthed the legislation of abortion. Before the 1970s, all Christian denominations in mainstream religion supported abortion, women's rights, and female bodily autonomy. It wasn't until after Roe v. Wade became legal that many denominations, exclusively, in my opinion, Southern Baptist, Calvinistic, and fundamentalist churches, switched sides to oppose abortion. They sought to prioritize maternity above all else. Many people believe that motherhood is the only career that lasts forever. Don't waste your time on things that you'll leave behind, like career, money, pursuit of dreams. For the Christian patriarchy movement, feminism is a dangerous threat. In 1985, the Mary Pride, an evangelical who was influential in the homeschooling movement, wrote a book, The Way Home, Beyond Feminism, Back to Reality. She claimed she was a formal feminist who found her way to Christianity. She was against all forms of birth control and believed women must let God decide how many children they should have. The Christian patriarchal movement is not a centralized organization. Rather, it spans across various evangelical and Reformed Protestant churches, making it impossible to determine how many followers exist. And yet, the Christian patriarchy movement influences have become increasingly visible in national and local politics. What does life look like